Hey, what's going on? Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, all about making that money without a job. Today, it's going to be a little different. We're having technical difficulties. That's why it's all like this. But we will do what we need to do. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. All right. Some stuff happened today. My assistant made a mistake and somebody wanted a whole lot of something for not that much money. And it was $750 refund. And there was ICE got into it because here's the thing. When I hire someone, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's just talking to everybody is very fucking inefficient. And there are many of you who just will never, ever own the business because you're all up in your emotions. And this person, I just like give them their money back. Let's move on. And let's not let this happen again. And it got me to thinking, typically you have people who don't understand how these things work. So I'm going to go ahead and just break down how I consult with a client. And I'm going to share some losses with you because, you know, a lot of folks want to cover is like, I had a $750 refund. Shit, I've lost $1,000 on a unit. I had a $250,000 loss on a business deal. So $750 in the grand scheme of things is a lot of money, but I've lost way more. And part of it is, and we'll start with what happened around this time last year. I had the phone number on the channel and I was talking to a lot of people and I developed some consulting models that made a lot of money. They made a lot of money, but they were not sustainable. They were not sustainable. This is why I stopped it. This is why I took the number off of the channel and went in a totally different way. So before we get into the heavy duty stuff, we're going to hit this room because the chat room's always fun. Mogul Limitless. What's going on? Salacious is a good word. I like that. What's up, Quazel? What's up, SF Basketball? What's up, David? What's up, Coach Tanisha? What's up, D Giuliani? CJ Lou, the title drew me in, bro. I'm going to break it down to you. Rob Nelson, howdy. What's up, Monica Renea? What's up, Thad? What's up, Roosevelt? Acuna, what's going on? What's up, Ivan? What's up, Mommy Motivations? And Broderick, what's going on? I see you got that disruptive mating. It's wild, isn't it? What's up, Tom? Douglas? What's up, Keith? Okay, let's jump into it. And some more visual aids. They should have been a little bit clearer, but Google didn't want to work with me today. What's up, Irvin, Diana? What's up, Mike? So we're going to go old school. We're going to go with chalk. We're going to go with chalk. All right. So I'm going to tell you why I stopped doing what I was doing and why these things are different. Okay. First of all, let's just start with me. I see stuff on Facebook groups. I see stuff and issues, real business issues for people that I dealt with in 2002. I dealt with strictly, I'm just bored. I'm bored about talking about that shit. You know, I gave all of you information about what eBay was going to do before it happened. I gave you information what Amazon was going to do before it happened. And it's not because I'm this big ass hater. It's I've been there and I know what they're going to do to you once you reach certain financial thresholds. It's just going to happen. I was looking at a video where a bunch of people are quitting Amazon FBA. I was like, no, but I called this. I said this. I said it. All right. So I got bored. I didn't want to talk about it anymore because 2002 was 2017. That's 15 years. I have not directly sold anything on eBay since 2006. I got frustrated with it in 2006 and outsourced it. And Amazon, same thing. So, because I went to those points and just with consulting, because, you know, talk about, I'm not going to bash this person. He was just trying to get a super deal. And I was just like, hey, here's your money back. Because consulting is much more than getting on the phone with me for an hour, and I'm going to break it down to you. All right, so we can see if, let's see if this chalkboard, this might work. So we move my stuff over here. Okay, so first thing we're going to have is the problem. That's first thing, and we're going to talk about this. Hey, that works. Let's see, does it looks a little jacked up. It looks like it's reversed, but that's problem. So this may not work, and we'll just leave that there. We have a problem. And how do we find the problem? Because that's going to, you know, come up. Let me see. How did that come up? Okay, so for you, it's going to be right. All right, I'll still use that. Let's see. What's up, Mike, George, Douglas, Sounds of the Cipher, Raquel, D. Henry. Cool. All right, so we may literally spend a month or two on the problem, and this is why. You remember when you were taking those tests as a kid, when they would tell you to answer the easy questions first and skip over the hard ones? I never did that shit. I dealt with the hard questions, and I scored higher percentile, whatever that shit was back in the day, higher than a lot of my classmates, and I was working on the hard shit first. Because the easy stuff, it goes just like that, right? It goes like that. The hard stuff is like, it's like that. So the problem, whatever that may be for clients, we're going to work on that for a month or two, which means there's not going to be a lot of ooh-wee, amazing things happening. It's just not. And I tell everybody that. Now, I've got people paying me anywhere from 15 to 30 G's a month for doing this. And these are seasoned business people. These are people who have businesses anywhere from 2 million up to 10. I don't have that many, but I don't need that many. But typically, there must be something for me to problem solve. If you're doing eBay, you're doing Amazon at a 6 figures and below, as many people like to say, there's plenty of free information online, and there is, and a lot of it's good and a lot of it's actionable. But it's once you get past 7 figures, there ain't much out there because most folks don't make 7 fucking figures. They'll tell you I sold high tickets, or they'll say, you know, we had 7 figures gross, but what I call a legitimate 7 figures is after expenses, salaries, everyone's paid, taxes is an expense, and then there's $1 million left over. There ain't much in that realm. There's a bunch of I can go out and buy these pins, right, and play the Amazon pricing game. And you know, there's some guys selling it for $15.99, and I come in at $15.42. And then if I push and I've got enough capital, I can make this pin generate $1 million in revenue, but that's not fucking profit. And that's what a lot of people are doing. So first step is the problem. Since I know that you can now see this, I'll just put this up here. This is the first thing we got to work on. This will take time. This will take conversations. This will take analysis. This will take testing. This part of the stage is not quick, nor is it easy most times. I've had a few cases where I was able to go in and sprinkle some of my GC dust and boom, wonderful things happen. But traditionally, this is a 1 to 3 month process of going in, digging out the problems, working with the client, and talking about it. The bigger the problem, the harder that I have to work. The harder that I have to work, the more times that I will talk to the client. And traditionally, for the folks who've been really successful, I was sometimes talking to them every day. That's how it's going to go. That's what's going to be. Now, if you don't have a business, you don't have sales, you don't have problems, there ain't a lot I can do. All right, so after we figure out what the problem is, then this is the next thing, because everyone thinks the next thing is product. It's not product. And I'm probably going to misspell some stuff. So for all of you grammar bitches, know that I said that. I don't know if that's right, but I don't care. But you get it. After the problem, let's put some numbers here. Number 1 is 2. Then 2 is audience. All right, we're not looking at products, we're looking at audiences. Any monkey can go find products, but audience, that takes time, that takes questions, that takes building something, that takes introspection, because the audience, or another word for this would be, now I could spell this correct for the grammar Nazis, marketplace. Marketplace and audience are somewhat similar, but they're not. Amazon is a marketplace that has many audiences on it. So that's what I mean, but they can be very similar. But these are the second things that we're going to work on, because let's say you go over here to Bolo Land. We're going to just say this is Bolo Land. We're going to put a big TMP. That's temporary money. Bolo equals temporary money. You sell out fast, then you got to find something else, right? So when you address the problem, and then when you work for the audience, this is long. This is long-term money. All right, I'll talk about myself. I've been selling a lot of services and products here on YouTube for 8 years. Go ahead and Google me. You'll find some negative reviews. You'll find a few. But 8 years and you'll find a handful. You're not going to find, you might find a forum of haters, but seriously, go ahead and Google me, find out. You'll find some negative stuff, but it's really not that much for 8 years. So audience equals long. Bolo, quick shit, hustler porn equals temporary money. Now, what's going to happen when you do temporary money is you're going to have to reset your business model over and over and over. My first business model was making money A to Z with self-storage unit auctions. That went on for 5 years. Once again, I got bored. I knew that I was never going to get back in the storage auction business. I knew I was never going to get into the resale business again, not from a used standpoint. So I became a consultant and I played around with a bunch of stuff. I really love YouTube. YouTube has helped me out tremendously, but my strength is building companies. I've done it 10 times. I know everything that's going to go wrong and I know how to make it right. Building, this may not work out. Let's see. This first time doing this, building companies. All right. So that's the strength. So everything I'm doing going forward is going to be about building a company. Now, I think I got some of this stuff. Now, what is building a company? Is creating processes and systems where you, the business owner, don't have to be there. In the beginning, the first 2 to 10 years, you'll be there. But if you build it a certain way, if you want to go to, all right, I'll tell you one thing I want to do. Russia, which I'm not going to do during this current administration because shit's crazy, but Russia, there's an icebreaker that goes up to the North Pole. That's one of the things I want to do. So it's like a 2-week deal. So you want to go up there like me and mess around with the penguins and stuff at the North Pole. If you have a business, you can do that. And while you're gone, you're still making money. If your business isn't doing that, you are a highly paid person, which is good. But processes and systems, and I'm going to give you, let's see, I'm going to have to use this stuff. I got all kinds of stuff on the desk. Just bear with me. I went to DSW not too long ago. And anybody that's been to DSW, go ahead and put DSW in the comments. And I'm going to ask you a question while that looks like that might make it a little bit better. Yeah, if you've been to DSW, put that in the comments. Because we're going to talk about something that they do that is, you've seen it if you've been there, but you've never paid attention to it. I'm going to tell you why they do it and why it's super important. All right, let's see. I think there are penguins at the North Pole. There's some up there. Actually, hold on. Because I know the Russian penguins. I'm looking this up. Ha 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 ha. They live almost exclusively in the southern hemisphere, with only species found north of the equator. There is penguins up there. I knew I saw them. See, I looked it up because I'm like, my eyes. They're right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let me look at the comments. No, this is only, I'm going to actually address that for name lane. The only for people who already have businesses. I'm going to address that in a minute. What's up, Dark Knight? What's up, Lamode? I'm having funny. What's going on? All right, DSW. Okay, when you check out at DSW, what do you see on the counter? Just first person put in that wins that. I got something for you. When you check out at DSW, what do you see on the counter? Been there, DSW. What's up, Alvin? What's there on the counter? So while you do that, I'm going to put the next thing that you work on, which is number 3, process and systems. All right, y'all should be able to see that. It's a little janky. I'm going to erase that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. The most expensive shoes. I've never been there. Socks, shoes, laces. Okay, no one's going to get it. If next time you go to DSW, when you're checking out your shoes, look at the counter and you will see a sticker on the counter which says, "Do they match?" It is a sticker. It's on the counter. It's glued down. It's there. Do they match? That is a process, and it's very simple because when you check out, and I'm just gonna hit this all up because we already got this. You can see it. When you see that, that is part of a process in the system that's designed where if an associate is hired today, that once they learn how to register work, they can immediately begin to treat the customer that DSW in the way that DSW wants them. Now, why are these shoes? Do they match? Why is that such a big deal? Someone put down, why is that a big deal in the comments? And there's a new t-shirt thing coming up. You'll get a t-shirt for free. Someone that correctly answers it, not kind of, sort of. Why is it when those shoes matching are a huge deal? Let's see. What do you say to people that find the work that you love, you won't work a day in your life? I would say they're fucking full of shit. I love writing. I love doing YouTube. I love consulting. There's always all kinds of things, but there's thorns on every rose. I mean, it's easier to deal with those thorns when you love what you do, but you will be working. Satisfaction, decreased returns, so the employee doesn't fuck it up, so they're doing the right thing. Customer satisfaction reduces refunds and strengths. David, how do you learn to find good management for your business so you can separate yourself from the daily operations? We will discuss that in another stream. Making sure correct shoes will go correct bosses. It is customer experience. That's the term, customer experience. Because, all right, you're getting your car, right? And you go to DSW and buy some shoes and you go home and one is mismatched. That's going to piss you off. And you're not going to blame the guy who did it or a customer who was in the aisle who did it. You're going to blame DSW. And what you're going to do is you may go on the chat board and talk some shit because their DSW, the way that Google works, those negative reviews are going to rise to the top. So the whole thing is to ensure that you have a consistent customer experience from store to store to store. So by placing stickers, and McDonald's does this the same thing. Next time you're in McDonald's, look around and see. You'll see stickers on the cash register. All of this is designed to create a process in the system where brand new associate can come in and work the cash register and do everything they need to do without skipping the heartbeat. Let's see. All right. Someone may be stealing shoes. They do have that. They do the matches, automatic quality control system. That's part of it, but it's customer experience. It's a system. Fuck kids. Sold me the bucket with beaks in it. Let's see. Yep, like McDonald's system. All right, so now I've no more Blackboard issues. We're gonna go with process and systems. We'll just put systems down there. All right, so I'm gonna tell you how I create a process for the storage auction business. All right, put that up there. Okay. I developed what was called a buying model. I noticed early on that proportionally, well, people disproportionately paid more money for 5x5s, 10x10s, 10x15s. And I noticed that a lot of people ran away from 10x20s, 10x25s, 10x30s, 10x40s. So proportionally, I spent less money for more. And over a course of a month, even if I fucked up, I made money because I was getting more material to sell and more options to make profit than someone who was spending less money on smaller units. I employed this system for like 7 years. We never had a losing month. So that's what a process in the system will do for you. It accounts for the law of averages. It accounts for so many things. Now with DSW, that is part of their process. They have many, many more, but that's just one that you can see on the counter, because you'll see that sticker and you won't think twice about it. You don't give a damn as long as your shoes are fine. Jess, there's a video on Walmart of their ordering system where stuff automatically ordered when the threshold is hit. Product is ordered within 2 hours. It's on its way to the store within 24 hours. That came from Dell. Michael Dell, and that's one of the reasons Dell was able to deal with IBM and Microsoft, is they created just-in-time shipping. So BMW does this. Goodyear does this. They all have these systems to make their process as efficient as possible and to eliminate waste. But this is what I do. I go into your company, and if you're a small company and it's just it's a mom and pop type deal, maybe you're grossing 250,000 a year in gross sales, and you're bringing home anywhere to 50 to 100, depending upon your profit margins, or in some cases more. There ain't really shit I can do for you, because that doesn't excite me. It really doesn't, because the problems that you're going to have are usually your infrastructure's jacked, meaning your house isn't big enough. You don't want to hire anybody, and you're just going to hit a ceiling, and you're not going to go any higher or make any more money. And you can work more hours, and it's not going to help you. You can work every day of the week, and it's not going to help you. How do I know this? I was there. I did that shit. That's why I know. And so typically, if you're a reseller and you're stuck at a monthly threshold, it's because your infrastructure is not big enough. So what I do is, and I'm doing this for 2 people right now, we're creating process and systems. Both of the clients are really smart, hardworking. They both have multi-million-dollar businesses, but they don't have any processes or systems. They don't have the sticker on the counter, none of that stuff. So I'm going in, like you think of it as a programmer who's building a website. I'm going in from almost not to scratch, because there's stuff there, and we're going to build these processes and systems, which will make things hiring easier, shipping easier, a lot of stuff easier, more efficient, and more importantly, free the owner within a year or 2, where they go to work because it's their baby. They're going to go to work. They're not just going to disappear. But if they want to take 5 vacations a year, they can, and they're not going to lose any money. And ultimately, when these processes and systems are built, they're going to make more money, and they're going to work the same hours. That's another thing with a process and a system. You get a process, building the process and systems is going to have you working longer, harder in the beginning. But once they're built, I got one client that's been with me 5 years. He works 20 hours a week. I have a friend that I help with this. She doesn't work at all. She hired a manager to replace her. Money went up, and she actually has a restaurant, which is her passion. And she knows restaurants doesn't make a lot of money, but she's like, fuck it, I got the money, I'm gonna do it. So she has a company with process and systems that frees her up to do what the fuck she wants to do. So that's what I do. And if you don't have a business, you don't have a lot of stuff going on, go online, or as someone that asked, I'm going to create like week-long boot camps for certain things. They will be really affordable, but you know, with the thing that happened today, I'm just not talking to people because it's really not good for either one of us. I mean, you don't have enough going on that will keep me excited, and I'm very, very expensive. And I have no shame in saying that, because with these processes and systems built, and after I leave, because unlike some people, I don't keep you on the titty forever, you're going to have $1 million company with things that I did that's going to be all yours. I don't get any of the company. Sometimes I have equity deals and stuff, or escalation, clauses, or like NFL style, contracts. Like if we reach the playoffs, boom, you get this, right? But that's it. Because another thing is, I built 10 companies. First 5 failed. To be totally honest about that. But the last 5 have all been, successful. So I don't have to steal your ideal. I don't have to compete with you, because someone said that typically if you're going to have a mentor, you want to have someone who's in your industry. I vigorously disagree with that, because when we start talking about tens of millions of dollars and you're sharing proprietary secrets, it's not going to end well. And, I hear this because it feeds into that we are a community. We're all working together. And if it's something that's very hard and it has many layers, that type of communication and fellowship may work. Like video marketing is somewhat like that. You can talk to people. I can tell you my system, but you may not be able to do it because there's so many moving parts. But typically, I'm going to be like a part-time CEO for you. Build a system, build a company, push the direction. And then after a period of time, I'm out. So I come in, I do my work, and I leave. That's the difference. So that's how I do it. I don't know about anyone else. I see a lot of stuff that I believe is complete fuckery, because typically when I go through the problem aspect with a client, there's several conversations, and each conversation, some more stuff comes out, because when you are a business owner, your head's like this. And you don't see all this other stuff. So when I can come in, I'm over your shoulder and I go like, there's that, look, oh, look at that. It's there, but when you are busy and working your ass off, a lot of this shit you can't see. And understand, my first really successful company, I had a partner. I learned the benefits of having a partner who was 100% unlike me. We were completely different, and that's why it worked. Let's see. Oh man, y'all got all kinds of stuff in here. All right, the beaks again. Taco Bell in Germany needs to do that. Typically, when you go to a Taco Bell or a McDonald's and it runs, I've been to places where they've run out of stuff. That's usually the owner or the manager is not on top of their job, because every McDonald's has a distribution center in the city. Atlanta, there's a McDonald's distribution center somewhere here, because there's too many McDonald's for everything has to be bussed in. There is a system here. Because they get shit every day. So that's the manager. Building value, retention keeps good money coming in. Yes, it does. CG, one of my customers never vacations with his family because he's stuck managing his auto repair shop. I don't want to be like that. He's got what I call the me syndrome. No one can do it as well as me. And that may be true, but if you can hire someone to do it 85% as good as you, that's good enough. So he's killing himself. The book Built to Sell is the stuff, man. It's making me rethink detail and process systems tailored to my business. It's simple to do. It's simple in terms of concepts, but the execution's a motherfucker on that stuff. What's up, Spearhead? Yep. See, when you do the processes and systems, that automatically create scale. Let me give you an example. Why I'm so big on the YouTube and the internet thing is, for a long time, it let me get to a point of making 7 figures, and it was just me. Now, why? Because there was processes and systems, Amazon, my blog. There was just a lot of super simple stuff. and my funnel wasn't big. Shit, I didn't even have a funnel. They came to YouTube. Oh, I like this guy. Let me buy his book. That was the funnel. And I was able to scale because I didn't have to do anything. It was inherently a system. And then YouTube has changed a lot of stuff. So the stuff that I did back in the day, it doesn't work anymore. But it was a process in the system automatically. So when you create processes and systems, scaling is no problem, because there's a financial component to the process. Like one client, we're building business credit, because as these processes and systems come into play and come online, then the needs of the business are going to explode in terms of needing cash. So I know this is coming. So, you know, Harvey McKay, that's a good book, Dig Your Well Before You're Thirsty. And because I was talking to the guy and he's like, you know, money's easy to get. Certain amount of money is easy to get. So we're going to build lines of credit. We're going to build personal credit. We're going to build business credit long before it's needed. Because when you need it, banks don't want to give it to you. I've been through that rodeo. When you're doing well and someone's throwing a loan at you, take it, put the money in the bank, pay them back with their own money so you have a record. Because I'm telling you, it's the best time to get money is when you don't need it. When you need it bad, and they know when you're coming in begging, and they want to, and if they say those dreaded words, we need to see audited financials, you're fucked, because audited financials are not cheap. So that's why you need to build a relationship with a bank. That's why when you walk in, you want them to be like, hey, Mr. Cameron, hey, Mr. Whatever. You want them to know you like that, because when you need them, they're there. But if you don't do that work now, it's usually very hard. I can't tell you what industries my clients are in. We had that conversation, Joshua. Charlie, and downside, there's not enough order to begin with, and they sell out the first day or two, then the system doesn't do anything but roll the same number. Wally World had this system 25 years ago. Alvin, how the hell do you build a multi-million dollar business in no system? That's chaos. A lot of people are doing it because of this, the internet. It's easier than ever to build a system because you can scale and you can recycle money so fast. A lot of people have done that. There's one person who's done it I will not work with, because like it is beyond chaos. That is hell what he's got going on. His wife divorced him, and I was like, he won't listen to anybody. He just won't. Keith, you're funny. No shame at all. Do you have a junior team referrals? On that, we're gonna start doing like boot camps. We're gonna start doing like week-long boot camps, and because the thing is, there's a lot of people who are in that beginner stage, just kind of fleshing some stuff out. And what we're gonna do is take people and take someone to like walk through the process of starting their business with all the steps. Love the insight of choosing the alley industry menu. I have problems trusting people not to screw me over. People can be short-sighted, but I'm jaded. No, I had this situation with Alvin. We'll call him Alvin. Not this Alvin. We'll call him Alvin. I was about to say his real name. And we were in business together. He had a store. I had a store. And when the money got nice, he didn't want to share. And I gave him secrets, taught him stuff he didn't know. That's why when I hear all this stuff, I'm like, okay, you've never been in that situation. Another book is The E-Myth. True. Mobile Limitless. Standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures will make your business predictable and potentially more profitable as the systems are set up right. This is why Homeboys Burgers makes no money. I like that. JS Partnership is a ship that's not sell tip. I know you've been spoken about in the past with the woman in storage business. Darn, I'm late. Went to Burger King in New York City. Had no burgers, only fish and chicken. Damn, that's funny. McDonald's DC handles 650 plus stores in 4 states, 24 operations. Yeah, I mean, with that many stores, if you ever notice that all McDonald's are roughly the same size, and then you'll go to some that are massive, there's a model. They have a mathematical model on those sizes. They have a system. McDonald's knows before they even build the restaurant how much it's going to do. If the franchise owner isn't making an X amount of money, they will know why. And if the franchise owner does not fix those problems, they will take that franchise from him and sell it to someone else. That's how tight their system is. So that's what I do. And this is with a few other things. I know how to market a business, you know, whether it's sending out flyers, using Craigslist, using inbound marketing. So there's a lot of things that I can do in-house. Current project is I'm hiring an employee for a client. This will not be my employee. This will be their employee. I'm going to train that employee. We're going to create a handbook, an employee handbook for that specific job, because it's very, very important to the business. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing. So I've put up the ad. I'm going to do the interviews. I'm going to find the person. And for those of you who think that shit's real easy, Google hiring managers. Google how much hiring managers make. Google how much hiring agencies make. I have a friend who's a recruiter. Every time he places a person, he gets 20 G's. One person, 20 G's. So there's a lot of stuff that I do that will make the business better because, one, I've been through it. I've hired employees. I know how to spot bullshit. Like this new job that's coming up, I'm going to read their resume, but I'm not really going to pay a lot of attention to it because I have a test that they're going to have to show me they know how to do it. I'm not just going to hire them on their resume. Fuck no, I've done that before. Resumes lie, men lie, women lie. But hey, okay, you can do Excel spreadsheets? Great. Put one together for me right now. I'm telling you, when you see fear crawl all over their face, it's like, you want to leave now, you want to leave later. No, give me a second. What the hell did I get myself into? And that's perfectly legal from a hiring situation. If you're hiring someone and they say they have X amount of skills, there's nothing illegal about making them prove it to you that they can do it. It's a pill. Let's see. Let's see, my hometown McDonald's got remodeled and bigger now. They have mathematical models. McDonald's is one of the most profitable companies for a reason. McDonald's or any other retailer, unless it was a spike in usage or manufacturer went out of business. Typically, and here's another thing with process and systems. A company can grow too fast. Let's go back to why we're building up business credit. When we get to where we want to get with that particular company, expenses may be $500,000 a month. And all that money's not going to come in as fast as it's going to go out. So there's going to be a period where there's going to be like, bam, 150,000, 200,000 is going out. Then as sales come in, it'll come back in. But you got, and this is something else I learned in the storage business, whether your inflow of revenue will allow you to operate your business is irrelevant if you want to grow. Meaning I would buy, even if we were stuffed due to certain seasons, I would overbuy because I knew what was going to happen. So let's just say at the beginning of the month, paid all the bills, it was $25,000. I had about 40 grand to spend on product. I would take money that was coming in and buy more product once the kids went in school because I know it was going to sell. I've had Saturdays where 5 washer and dryer sets sold in 3 hours. All my bedroom sets sold. So, you know, once you build a system and you get some predictability into it, you'll know when you can spend more money and when you can't spend more money. Typically for some businesses, the summer's slow. There are other businesses, they're never slow. It just depends upon your business model. It depends upon your audience. It depends upon your customer. And that's why, you know, I say bullshit to all these hustle porn people, because how many people you've seen all of these Facebook ads, no one has walked you through this system. I've watched them, I get them. They don't ever talk about this. They talk about you can get the Bentley. You can get the big house. You can get the silicone bimbo. You can do all this. They never tell you how to build a business because they've never fucking built one. Are you able to correct an existing company and help the company grow faster, operate more efficiently? I'm doing that with 2 customers right now. Raquel, I've seen my Burger King close, Popeyes close, but never a McDonald's. McDonald's has this, another company, which I don't know if it's right, in a Waffle House, same thing. Waffle House has a modular build where they open up a new location. And they also, if you notice, you never see a Waffle House deep into the city. It is always close to a major intersection, always, or a busy road. You will never see an Waffle House kind of like off to some, you know, where you can't get to it. Never. There's a reason for that. What's up, Ronnie? Irvin, is it good to buy franchises? Yeah, if you got the money. McDonald's, they need you to be 2 million liquid just to talk to you. You need 2 mil. That's just before you get an appointment, all that. Always foundation problems. There's a country kitchen in my hometown that's doing terrible. The restaurant model is so hard because people don't understand there. You've got spoilage, you have employees, there's so many things that go into that. I've never owned a restaurant. I've helped a person with one because I was a customer, but that's one I probably would never do. But it's probably not gonna happen. Is it more difficult to revamp an existing system than start from beginning? It could be. Sometimes you need to tear it down and start all over. That will make more sense and will be easier. Sometimes you can fix what's there. It just depends. So it's highly situational. Waffle House also will not allow you to buy a franchise unless you already run one successfully. Waffle House didn't even let you do that. They have stock, but you have to be an employee to get the stock. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. So typically, when you look at certain business models, they all have these two things. They have processes and systems out there, but all of them. The ones like the McDonald's, the Waffle House, Home Depot, Sears had one. JCPenney's had one. They didn't move quick enough. Kmart had one, didn't move quick enough. Amazon has tons of systems. This is why they're getting rid of so many people. I've only saw one Waffle House that went out of business in my life. Usually they'll move the location. Chick-fil-A is another one. Chick-fil-A and Subway are kind of neck and neck in terms of, they're easier to get into, but you can only make so much money, and you need to be a multi-franchise owner to get to that, 6-figure payday. Restaurants can give your money fast. You have 2 million liquid, you about to lose it, CJ? I could create my own for 2 million with multiple locations. Forget McDonald's. A lot of people don't know what they don't know. Let's just say you had 2 million cash sitting in the bank and you want to open up a restaurant. First thing you should do is find a restaurant that you like and get hired there. That's the first thing you should do, because you can pay people to give you advice, but by working in that industry for just maybe 2 or 3 months, you'll learn more than what you can pay somebody for and get paid to be learning how to build your own stuff. What do you think about the trucking business? I think there's a big target on the trucking business. Once we get these automated vehicles, that's going to be the first industry to go automated trucks, and it's going to decimate the income of truck drivers now. And it just depends. No business is easy. It's just some are easier to get into because all businesses have these same problems. They need to sell stuff. They need to manage their processes. They need to, there's so many things they have to do. So starting is easier, but there's no such thing as easier. But yeah, that's just kind of give you a heads up of the stuff that I do. Coming forward, in the future, we're going to do boot camps. There will be, I'm not talking to anyone on the phone. And once again, it's not like I don't like you or even think your breath stinks. It's just, it's not really profitable or even a good thing for any one of us, because I've had clients. I have one client, first 90 days we spent on the problem. First 90 days. Because here's the thing, it's an old saying, measure twice, cut once. Well, with a business, measure 30 times and then move. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Amazon is training employees to be drivers and buying a fleet of trucks and trailers as we speak. Amazon's going to do a lot of local delivery, which the automated trucks will not really jump into, because, all right, let's say they have a truck with your package on it. So the truck pulls up to your house. You got to come out of your house and get it off of the truck unless they have some kind of automated attendant. But this will be over the road. That's going to get hit first. Amazon is its own ecosystem. Amazon has, what, 32 or 40 million Prime members? If they had just that, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, just that. Then they have Amazon Web Services, Amazon Payments. So they're their own economy. What happened to profit sharing? That's going out the window. People probably process as a must. Yep. The local delivery is going to be a big part of the service economy. That's going to be huge. If you want to be a driver for Uber, you want to deliver stuff, you want to cook stuff, you want to be a waiter, those jobs are still going to be around. Yep, Amazon has their own TV programming because everyone's trying to mess with Netflix because Netflix was just pretty much about programming. Amazon's running a server farm for NASA. NSA, I wouldn't be surprised. See, Amazon spent many years building their own shit. I looked at the financials. I read the reports years and years ago because everybody's like Amazon now. I looked at what Amazon used to be, and then now I'm like, oh shit, I'm impressed as fuck because they were constantly hammered by analysts. They were constantly hammered by Wall Street. But, you know, Bezos was a Wall Street analyst, which is why he probably didn't build that company the way that they wanted him. So that's how I consult. That's how I help people make money. It is a process. It takes time. This is not something that, quote, I can outsource to a VA, because I give you an example. The other day I was talking to someone, and just through a long sidebar conversation after we got through, I find out this joker has a grandfather who's connected with this other guy that I knew of, and called granddad, and he was able to get the supply account that he'd been trying to get for months. Granddad was like, blasey, blasey, blasey. Okay, boom. He had the resource and didn't even know it. I was just sitting there like, this is what happens. That's what it takes. People, process, product. Marcus Lemons. Yeah, because you got to hire the right people. There's this saying that a lot of people talk about, hiring on personality. Is very true. You can find a pleasant, warm person and train them to do anything. You can find someone who's already knows how to do stuff, but their attitude may not be the best. If you're in hospitality or you've got people who interact with customers, I'll give you an example. I worked in the hospital. I had this 82-year-old lady who had dementia, who had these hard fucking knuckles. She literally punched me right there. That shit hurt. And I had to step back and like, damn, are you okay, Miss Such a... And I got the nurse and they held her down and we did what we had to do and I left. But my temperament wasn't to strike an 82-year-old lady. There are some people, she hit with those knuckles, they would have knocked the shit out of her. They've been in jail. This is a lot of stuff. So you need people with a certain temperament to deal with the public, because you never know what the public's going to do. Netflix let the computers cash in by letting an agreement lapse and balking at the higher cost for getting movies first. They let all the other services carve off a piece. Hey, that's why it's called competition, man. So that's just some insights on how I'm going to consult. Now let's talk about the future. I will do boot camps. A lot of people want to do something local, like a 3-day event or something like that. And I'm open to it, but what I'm going to do, and it's not happening anytime soon, what I'll do is I'll put it out and I'm going to ask for a financial commitment, because I've done this, you know, last year was a year of a lot of testing of business models. And if people are not going to put up the money, I'm not going to run it long. I'm not even going to talk about it, because part of the problems with business is spend a lot of time in unprofitable sectors because you like it. Like my friend with the restaurant, I hadn't talked to her. I know it's making money, but I know it's not making as much money as her other company. I know that for a fact. And she doesn't care. This company is the one that makes her money so she can take her 5 or 6 vacations a year. This is the one that she loves and gives her heart a lot of joy, because she likes, I mean, when she throws a party, that shit's nice. The food's nice. She just got a really good skill set for doing that. And she just took it to a commercial restaurant. So that's fun for her. So one makes that money. This is for fun. That's what you can do when you're a business owner. Like Voltron, would you ever partner up for a bigger score? It really depends. Like what they're doing, it makes sense because it's massively expensive to create a movie. So this billionaire and this billionaire and this billionaire all get together, hey, that's a win. So it's funny. Do one in Dallas. We'll see. You're so right. I have a tutoring and home support business. Finding quality staff is my drawback. The drones for Amazon have been approved to deliver their product to the door. I will research that, because I just see the liability on that being through the roof. That may just be PR. Until I see drones dropping stuff off at my door, I'm not going to believe it. Because typically when you're consulting with someone, they got to have problems. Let's say you have a small business. You probably don't have enough problems for me to come in one-on-one and spend a lot of time with you. It's going to be too expensive for you, and the process is going to be too slow. I'm real honest when I say, okay, it's going to take us a year to build this out. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. No, it's not. And this is why, because this needs to be done. This needs to be done. And then, you know, when we get to the process and the systems, first of all, those take time to build. I mean, like going to DSW and that sticker there, that is one step of a multi-step process to ensure ultimate customer satisfaction. Because for those of you who resell stuff, what do people complain about? Slow shipping. They don't, it's not about the product not working. It's like, oh, it took them too long to get it to me. That can actually fuck up your eBay and Amazon rankings. That slow shipping, that right there can kill you. Product's good, it works, price was right. So customer experience is super huge. And this is one of the reasons that I took last year to rebuild stuff. I started doing these live streams to get more feedback from you guys, which I appreciate, so I can create a better customer experience. Because one business model I was doing last year, it worked very well. I just couldn't scale it. I could get people on the phone, I could make that money, but I couldn't scale it because I couldn't duplicate me. And I was like, this is not going to work. If I want to have a nice job, this will work. And this is ultimately not what I'm trying to do. But I scrapped it, and I was like, okay, what else we're going to do? And that's why I've kind of been jumping around and doing stuff. And people have been like, oh man, you're flaky. I was like, no, I'm making myself happy. I'm not going to do some shit I don't want to do. What's the point in that? I don't have to at this juncture in my life. So why do it? Amazon did a trial in the UK. Irvin, when should someone who is starting a business give you a call? Before or after they build a business? Here's some advice to you, Irvin. Go to Amazon. I'm going to actually give you some books here. Hold on a second. Do this first, and I'm going to do this book first. Because the thing is, all of the people who tell you this stuff, they've never started businesses, because I can tell by their advice. This is what, you know, this is what you should do. Let's see. Get this book. Where the hell? There we go. Get this book, $100 Startup. Do not get this book. Get this book, the $100 Startup, and then go through the book and give yourself 2 weeks to actually start a company, to start something. Then once you start it, you know, $100 Startup is your first book. The second book you should get is this book, Rework, $100 Startup and Rework. Get those two books. Don't get anything else. Those two books, start your business, because once you start your business, you're going to start getting all this feedback from the marketplace. Does this work? Does this doesn't work? There are many, many, many multi-billion-dollar companies that started their business doing one thing and went into another direction because they got started. So get those two books, get started. Don't join any Facebook groups. Don't start following Hustler Parm on Instagram like you can win today. No, you need to fucking work today. Do that. And if you consistently put in action and learn from your mistakes, within mere weeks to a year, you'll have a business that's making you money from those two books alone. Once you start scaling and you get past $500,000 up to $1 million, that's when it's time to call me, because you should be able to get up to 6 figures by yourself. If you have a good business model, if you have a good customers and such things like that, yeah, you should be able to do at least $500,000 by yourself from those two books. If not more. No one else will tell you that. I will tell you that, because I know that once you get to that 7-figure mark, a lot of things are going to come into play. You're going to have revenue issues. You're going to have credit issues. You're going to have account receivables. You're going to have money issues. You're going to have to deal with the bank. You might have issues with the fucking state. There's all kinds of stuff that start popping off at that level. And then when you get to the 8-figure mark, oh, even more madness happens. But it's good madness because you're making money. So get those 2 books and get started. Because, you know, and I will do boot camps, because I'm going to actually start doing some more questionnaire type stuff. Like, what do you want? What do you need? Monica, working as a retail manager for a year taught me everything I need to know. See, that's why I said, if there's some business model you want to do, get a job in that business. Should you build a line of credit before I start my business? Yep. If your personal credit's whack, you need to fix that right now. Rugged College, right now my systems, I am scared because it's providing clarity of what's really going on. Damn, I'm fucked for now. This is the reality, you know, because a lot of times there's like a monster under the bed, but nobody wants to look. We're not talking about real estate. Oh no, I know it's out there, but see, this is the thing. If one of those drones malfunctions and crash and kill someone, Amazon's getting sued for $1 billion. That's why I just don't think it's happening. It's just too much liability. It's great PR, and they may let it fly in Europe. Europe has a population, all of Europe, Italy, London, they're like 60 million people. We got 330 million plus probably another 25, 30 million illegal aliens. I don't, if it happens, I'm like, okay, you happen, but I don't see it. I got a drone. You know what fucks up? Trees fuck up drones like you wouldn't believe. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. You read Built to Sell Automatic Customers. Great book. What do you mean pay per sale for local businesses? What is that? Don't know. What is that? For those of you who really want to know credit, I will do a credit course, because there's a way that helps several people build their personal credit and then business credit. Because the old days they're gone. I had a $100,000 Home Depot MasterCard with no PG. That shit is gone. Home Depot canceled those cards. They've reissued the card, but now you have to use a PG, which means you must have good personal credit. Now, when people speak of business credit, they'll talk about you can get business credit. Okay, there's 30-day net, there is 60-day net, 90-day net. 30-day net, if you got a substantial business, you can get $50,000 on credit, but you got to pay them back in 30 days. And if you don't pay them back in 30 days, they start coming after you like a dragon. Nobody's just going to like, oh, 50 G's, oh, that's okay. No. So yeah, that's easy to get, but to get credit cards and to get lines of credit, unsecured credit, that's going to be challenging once you get past a certain point. Yep, that's personal guarantee. There are many people who believe you can get up to $250,000 for business credit, which could be true if it's credit from a manufacturer. Like if you're selling, like Rugged Collars makes dog collars. If he had a line of credit from this manufacturer for 100 G's for leather, that would make sense. He's not buying $100,000 worth of leather just to sit in his warehouse. So those kind of lines of credit are easier to get because typically you need that stuff and you're going to pay for it if you want to keep your business running. But unsecured lines of credit, that's going to be big difference. And you're going to stem off of your personal credit. I can tell you that right now. Other folks are like, oh no, you can get these. And I'm like, all right. They're lying to you. If you own Company G and you're making plastic molds and then Ace F distributors who give you 30-day nets and you get to the point where you got like 100 grand, that's a legitimate $100,000 line of credit for molds, for plastic. You can't buy a car with that. You can't buy a house with that. But with lines of credit and some credit cards, you can do whatever you want. Those are much harder to get. So You know, look at the language. Just look at the language, because if this business credit consultant says, "Hey, I can help you get up to $500,000 of unsecured credit, and 450,000 of that is from distributors and stuff," and yeah, that's possible. But if you're not selling that much stuff and you don't need the product, whatevs, it doesn't matter. Meaning paid off percentage each lead generated by me for the bit. All right. This thing of getting leads for people and getting paid. How do you know that they made the sale? Unless you get that money, there's a lot of ways to get fucked on that. Just my opinion. What level of business production? No, you structure the corporation from day one. I'm in the state of Georgia and they changed the rules. I got a corporation I actually formed January 5th, but because we had snow days and holidays, it's not effective. But once that sucker's effective, that's going to be the parent company. And then I'm going to create another corporation under it through that one. Yeah, it just really depends. All right, so that was just it. You know, I'm not offering anything. The Never Be Broke action pack is under the video for those of you who want it. Go ahead and grab that so you'll never be broke again. And we'll break down some stuff. And hopefully tomorrow, Google will be doing what it's doing. I can use my other camera. It's kind of funny. Technical difficulties, but the show must go on. So with that, be sure to share this video with someone you care about. And be sure to leave a comment after it's rendered. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. So with that, I'm out.